Good deal.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It is your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first-round pick with the Kansas City Royals. And we are just continuing with this knowledge and sharing and just giving this value to you guys. I am blessed today with we've been talking behind the scenes, man. Cool dude from the Pittsburgh, PA area. We're gonna learn about his school. I'm learning. Yesterday I had University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and now we're going taking it up to the Northeast over here. Okay, we essentially are just growing out here and just putting in this work and learning about schools. And I'm blessed to have these coaches come on and share and talk about the recruiting process, and of course talk about their schools. So without further ado, and before I go on there, let me make sure that I have posted on my fan page. If you guys want any help when it comes to the recruiting process, or you want an assessment when it comes to having an understanding on where the level of ball that you think your kid should be playing at, and I could, essentially talk to guys like the gentleman we're about to meet right here, and I know he's going to tell you what he's looking for and what years and grad, years, what type of players he's looking for. We're going to ask all those type of questions, but the good thing is we're able to put these guys in front of you guys, and they're going to tell you what they want. And, the good thing is I'm always good to be in the middle, to be the connector. All right. So, again, if you are interested in anything and being assessed or want anything when it comes to the recruiting process, again, private message me, let me know, and we'll get on the call. All right. So without further ado, let me say my shout outs, all right, before I bring them on. What's up to Lisa? What up with Rick? What's going on? Queens, New York in the house. Erica, what's up? Memphis in the house. JD, what's up? Deanne, what's good? All right. We got Little down south, and we will be joining on with us, coming on over here. So without further ado, I got Coach Joey Noro of California University of Pennsylvania. All right, Cal U of Pennsylvania, and we're gonna learn about this, man. I didn't know they had a California, Pennsylvania. He's gonna tell you where it's located. He's gonna tell you more about the school, and I'm anxious to hear about his journey of how he got to this particular school. He's a young guy, young coach, I'm sure, full of knowledge, and basically just got finished playing himself not too long ago. So anyway, without further ado, Coach Joey, man, I appreciate you coming on, brother. Can you give my audience a little background, man, from where you're from to your playing days to your coaching days to where you are right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you having me on here. I grew up right outside of Pittsburgh, a little suburb about 10 minutes outside the city. I graduated from Fox Chapel High School in 2007. And then I ended up in a junior college in Alabama, Calhoun Community College. So I go from a suburb of Pittsburgh, which is a big city, to I'm in a baseball field in the middle of cotton fields, and it's kind of a culture shock to me. So I ended up there for 2 years, and then was lucky enough to continue playing at the University of Montevallo, which is Division II down there. I think they're in the Gulf South now. They were in the Peach Belt.
Yeah.
So I finished up my playing career there and ended up with my degree in kinesiology, and then started an internship at a local community college, Lawson State, and loved it. I figured, oh man, this is what I want to do. I want to coach. So I was lucky enough to get my start there, and then some things happened, and I was able to return back to Calhoun and help coach for a guy who I love and I love playing for, and Mike Burns. I coached with him for a better part of 3 seasons, and we had a really fun time. Won a lot of games, had a lot of good times, and then this job came open here at Cal. Probably about 2.5 years ago. And it was a chance to get back home after spending a lot of time away from home. And I was lucky enough to get this job and get back home and start here now.
Awesome, man. So I know you talked about Coach Burns. I'm always interested to hear guys that kind of, enter the coaching realm from playing, and always hear about the influencers and, who influenced them the most. And, and it's funny, you said that Coach Burns was, a big part of why you thought about coaching. I'm always interested from a coaching standpoint, like, you know, what makes a great coach? You know, what is those traits that resonate with you? What is it about Coach Burns that, you know, makes him, I'm sure, one of your best coaches you've ever had and wanted to work for him, especially too?
There was just something about him. He actually got hired after my freshman year at Calhoun, so I had him my sophomore year. Okay. And he was just very he was straightforward. He was laid back, but you knew what he expected of you. You know, and as a team would go, you'd run through a wall for that guy just because he treated you like a human. He was very open and honest with you about things, but at the same time, he could joke around. He could make you laugh. You weren't going to get tense around him, you know? Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of what drew me to him. And we ended up, I've got a great friendship with him now. His family is like a second family to me. And, you know, I owe a lot of this to him because he gave me a shot. I mean, he didn't have to, but he gave me a shot early on when I was young. And because of that, I got here.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. And, you know, I'm anxious to hear, you're in your second year. You guys had a pretty good year this past year, right?
Yeah. We had 37 wins. We set the school record for wins. And, you know, we were 19-9 in conference and, you know, just missed out on a regional bid.
Nice, man. So, I mean, what was the turnaround? Because I know last year you guys were under 500, if I'm not mistaken, right?
My first year we were 20-26. My second year we were actually, I believe, you know, 24-20 or something like that, 26-20. And then this year was kind of the big jump. Okay. You know, I just think we got a group of guys who just believed from the get-go. They knew what was expected of them. And there was also, we brought in a lot of young guys who pushed some of the older guys. I think that was a really good mixture of, you know, our young guys came in and they performed, and that also kind of held everyone accountable to doing their job. But honestly players play. And they were just a great group to be around from the time they got to campus in August until our season ended in May. They were so much fun. Nice,
man. So you go from, you know, first year on the 500, your second year to right above 500. So this year having a, you know, all-time record. So I'm sure the atmosphere, what's going on around the school is, I mean, it's pretty positive, right? I mean, the things on the come up. So what are you guys looking for next year as far as, like, you know, wins, losses, who you're losing, you know what I'm saying, what you got coming in, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, we lost a lot of key guys, a lot of seniors who had a lot of innings under the belt, a lot of quality innings, a lot of pressure-packed innings. You know, we lose a guy like Eric Fairman who stole 44 bases, hit 10 home runs, hit 350, 360, somewhere around there. You know, every day he was our leader on the field. So that's going to be tough to replace. I don't think you can replace him with one guy. I think that's going to be a group effort to kind of replace him. And so people just got to step up. But we're not looking to slow down at all. Or, you know, if you do it 1 year and then next year you go down, that's called a fluke. So we're trying to keep it rolling in that direction. And I really like the guys we have coming in too to help kind of stay the course.
I love it, man. So did Eric get drafted or he just graduated?
Man, that's a source. Eric should have been drafted. No doubt about it. He got snubbed for some reason. I don't know why. I think he's going to get an opportunity, though, because he can hit. He can hit and he can steal bases. So there's his plug. He can go play.
Nice. So out of your school over the last couple of years or out of your conference, are guys getting drafted?
Guys are getting drafted everywhere in our conference. A lot of pitching prospects in this conference. You know, we went up against some really good hitters too, but for the most part, we had a lot of arms drafted in this conference. I don't know what the total number was,
but Coach, give me. Can you even? I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off, but tell my audience what is your conference and name some of the schools in your conference. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in the PSAC, with this Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. So we're with schools Seton Hill, Slippery Rock, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, Mercyhurst, Gannon, Clarion, Westchester, East Stroudsburg, Millersville. So schools all around Pennsylvania. So that's our conference. It's kind of east to west, north. It's all over the state. It's a highly competitive conference.
Nice, man. So, and you're saying guys do get drafted out of this conference, huh?
Yeah, guys get drafted, guys go. We got a couple in the big leagues right now. Matt Adams went to Slippery Rock.
I've heard of Slippery Rock. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the guy's name's Trevino, went to Slippery Rock too, pitching with the A's.
Yeah.
So we have some big leaguers right now. Off the top of my head, those are two I know.
Mm-hmm.
But we had at least, I would say, 10, maybe 12 guys drafted out of the conference this year, maybe more. But yeah, it's a really competitive conference.
All right. So, speaking of being a competitive conference and, competing against guys in Pennsylvania. So when it comes to that recruiting trail, I mean, I'm guessing, everybody's there. Pretty much you said it's all in the state of Pennsylvania. So, you name some of the areas and name some of the places that you guys do your recruiting in, and do you guys get out of state much to look for talent?
Yeah, we do. What we really try to do is hit Western PA hard. We try to get the best players out of Western PA to come to our school, see our campus. And then, once that happens, we identify the prospects in Western PA that we like. We try to get them to campus. And then we'll venture out into the Youngstown, the Cleveland area, the Columbus, Cincinnati, places like that, get into Maryland a little bit also. And that's really where we stay. We try to keep it, relatively close, because that's where we've had our best success. So we really just try to trust our player development, honestly. We might not get these whatever 5-star kids, but we can see a kid who might be under the radar, and we can say, we got to trust our player development, that maybe not his freshman year, maybe not even his sophomore year, but his junior and senior year, he's going to be a force.
No, I love it, man. So, you guys are, when it comes to recruiting aspect, when it comes to the years, and I'm sure you guys are done, obviously, with 2019s. What are you guys looking for 2020s? Or if your class done for those?
No, we're not done. So I think in any class, you're looking for quality arms. So the 2020 class is actually going to be a smaller class for us. So we're going to be super picky. We're looking for athletes that can play multiple positions, do multiple things on the field for us, because we're going to have a strong core coming back in 2020 as well, in 2021. So we're just looking to add those little pieces to hopefully get us into a regional, get us into a national championship run.
Awesome. All right. So you guys are D2, man. And I was telling you behind the scenes that I think to date, I only have one other D2 school. Give me the road to, where the championship is, and, like, help me. Cause I'm, when you say the name, when you say it, I have it in my head, but I don't want to say it out loud and be like, man, I don't want to look crazy, but obviously you got the road to Omaha when it comes to D1, right? The guys are playing, right? But what is the road to D2? Where's the D2 championship at?
Road to Cary, North Carolina. Our goal every year is to get to North Carolina. And it goes through our state, because our regional is pretty much our conference and, a couple teams from another conference. So we had Mercyhurst this year. I think they went to the Final Four of the Division II World Series. So, right. We had 7 of the 8 teams in the regional were from our conference.
Nice.
Our conference hosted the super regional between Mercyhurst and Charleston.
Nice.
So it's just that's what it is. So you get to if you can get to a regional, you got a chance.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I would have said the wrong. I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. I would have really chopped it up. And maybe that's. Yeah, but so Cary, North Carolina. Is it the USA Stadium over there? Is that where you guys play?
Yeah, I think that's where the comp. I haven't been lucky enough to get there yet, but I think it's right there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Good area. I got a couple questions in there, coach, that's come in. Let me see. Chris asks, what percentage of college coaches are former collegiate players? What about the percentage of high school players who get their education, college degree in coaching, and go on to coach college baseball?
So as far as, the guys I know, most guys that I come along with, they played college baseball and they got into coaching. Our graduation rates are through the roof here at Cal. As far as our baseball players go, we're in the 90s. So our guys are getting their degrees and they're moving on and being productive citizens. Some of them want to be coaches. Most of them find other avenues, and they're great humans.
What is Cal Cal U or Pennsylvania known for? What is it? What do they specialize in?
We have a really good sports management program. Also have a really good criminal justice program. So those are two majors that our guys kind of look at, and we have quite a few in those.
Mm-hmm. All right. With the Deanne from Mississippi asks, so what sort of program do you recommend a 14-year-old, soon to be 15-year-old pitcher to be involved in?
What kind of a program as far as travel ball or?
Recommend 14 pitcher be involved. Yeah, I guess she didn't state. I don't know if it's a pitching program or
right.
Yeah. So let's go with travel ball program.
Yeah, I think if you're the travel ball program, you want to be somewhere where you can be developed. If you can be developed as a baseball player and a good human, those are two key things. So if you can be developed on the field and then at probably the 15, 16, 17-year-old age, be in front of a whole lot of college coaches, that's probably optimal for your travel ball experience.
I love it, man. So speaking of the travel ball experience and recruiting, I know it's about that time for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out hitting the road, and if I'm not mistaken, you say you're about to hit it now. But so where are some of the places that you go? Where being in Pennsylvania, what's some of the you guys do the PBRs, the perfect games? What do you guys So name some of the venues and places that you guys kind of have scheduled this summer for you guys.
Yeah, so I mean, just this weekend, I'll be in Youngstown Thursday. And then I will be in Columbus the rest of the weekend at a tournament down there. And then, sometimes we'll venture off into Cincinnati. They have a huge tournament there. It's called the Cincy Flames Tournament of Champions. It's just a huge tournament. But they're as far as perfect game goes, we don't venture down there too much. As far as the recruiting budget and things like that, and rightfully so, it's tough to get Southern kids to want to come up north. I get it. I was a Northern kid and I went south. So I completely understand that. But so we don't really travel down to the perfect game stuff too much. We stay local. So we're going to be in Western PA a couple times this summer with the local showcases and things like that. And then we'll venture out to some bigger tournaments in Ohio and in Pennsylvania.
Awesome, man. So I got a couple more that's come in. Actually, essentially got two of the same questions from two different guys. Shout out to my boy Mike out in Highland and my boy K Moore, former teammate of mine with the Royals organization. They both asked, at what age do you start looking at kids?
I think that's different for every level. Obviously when we're going to high school games, we're seeing kids from 14 to 18. So, someone might jump on your radar as a freshman in high school, but, really you want to see them progress through the years and things like that. So we really start taking a look, towards the end of as far as we're concerned, towards the end of their sophomore year into their junior year. That's where we try to identify. And then that junior summer is so big for us. They do a big showcase here with all the kids in Western Pennsylvania, and that really puts some people on the map. And then you see them throughout the whole summer. And then it's a fight to signing day, really. It's a fight to see who gets who, where's everyone going, and just our big thing is to get guys to campus. Our campus is beautiful and it sells itself. So we want to get as many guys to campus because that's really what sells our place.
Awesome, man. Speaking of that, I mean, I was just talking this morning to a good friend of mine, man, and he's been on the show before, and his son has dealt with the recruiting process. His son is currently in D1 program now.
Yeah.
We were talking about how big the college camps are, you know what I'm saying? Getting guys on campus, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure it's nothing like recruiting, going out and seeing a kid play. But what about, how big is the going on and having these kids come to your campus and running these camps? How big is that when it comes to recruiting nowadays?
I think at the huge universities, it's a lot bigger. As far as what we do and what a lot of the teams in our conference do, we'll do 2 or 3, maybe some one-day showcases, things like that, to get the kids on campus and just have them see, so we can see them and kind of interact with them a little bit. But other than that, we're going out and we're going to these big things that are pretty much full of other colleges, but we get kids to campus. We'll do 1 or 2, like I said, and that's what we do.
And when are those camps?
We have one coming up July 3rd. We're not sure if we're going to do another one after that. It kind of depends how this one goes. I think we're already filled up for July 3rd, though.
Really?
And then we'll do one also on October 5th. That's the other one we definitely have scheduled. So, everyone, they can check our websites. The October 5th one should be posted. I know it's a tentative date for now, but it's pretty much written in stone.
All right. And the website will be the Cal.
Yeah, calu.edu.
CalU.
Click on athletics.
All right. CalU.edu.
Yes, sir.
All right, CalU.edu. All right, I'm going to put that in there and then mention in the comment section. Yeah. So, so you got the camps going on. You guys had a great season and all of that. What do you? I'm sorry, Coach. So what do you specialize in? I'm sorry. What is your? Are you an outfielder by trade, infielder, pitcher? What? I'm sorry.
I play pitcher and infield, so I primarily here I take care of all the pitching and I do most of the infield work as well. So it's a lot of fun because I think both those groups need to work together. You know as well as I do, if you got a pitcher with a slow tempo, those infielders are going to fall asleep. Everyone's going to fall asleep. So we really work on tempo, and we work on our infielders and staying in the game and working on picks. So it all works hand in hand. So it works great.
I mean, so when you're out there recruiting infielders, I mean, what's some of the I'm getting to pitching too, but you
sure.
Play both. But so when it comes to infielders, what are some of the main traits that you look for when you see a kid out on the recruiting trail? What is something that defensively, or I'm not talking at the bat, but that when he's fielding, what is something that just makes them stand out from the rest? What do you look at?
Feet. Everybody, I always notice the feet. I mean, if they got good feet, you can teach them some other things, but it's really tough to teach someone with bad feet good feet. So I look at the footwork. I look at how they move. Do they throw? Do they follow their throws? Things like that, arm strength. But really, it starts from the ground up everywhere. So if they got good feet, I think they can play anywhere.
Awesome. So it's not so you don't get enamored by the arm first, you know what I'm saying? Because the arm, essentially the arm is like pitching, right? If you got good velo, you can make more mistakes, right? It's the same thing when it comes to infield. You can have bad feet, but you can make up with a good arm, right? So you're saying footwork is the most important part when it comes to being a good infielder, huh?
That's what I think, because I think the other way around, if you got good feet, you can kind of cheat on those throws too and make up ground. So if you got a good arm, but you have bad range, the good arm's going to make some plays. But if you got really good feet, you can kind of cheat those throws a little bit. Yeah, I like that.
I love it, man. That's great information, man. So let me ask you this. I know you said it's hard. I guess it's just like speed. Some people just born with it. But, I mean, if I'm a high school kid and I hear you say this, Coach, what can I do to become, what I'm saying, a better infielder and get better feet? What can I do?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many cone drills, figure eight drills, things like that. Honestly, if you just YouTube infield drills, you can find so many things. I've been really lucky to work with some really good infield guys and just see really good infield drills. But, we work on our feet movement, everything always working towards the base. I think that's the biggest thing you see lacking with a lot of kids is that they'll field the ball, they'll stand up, they'll throw, and then that's it. So, field the ball, follow your throw through it and things like that. Just if we can get a kid to start working through almost any ball he can, then we've done a really good job. But just making the habit of your feet always moving, never being stationary on the ball. And so, get the ball off the ground. That's what we always say. Get the ball off the ground, make the play. So that's what we teach.
I love it, man. So, one of the problems I also see with, my infielders, and I see this, I mean, how important it is with communication. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just the kids that I be around, but I always seem to get good middle infielders that are really good, but they're the quietest people ever. They never.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. You deal with that, but I'm baffled by the amount of quiet, silent infielders that I have.
Yeah, we always, if someone doesn't talk, we'll say text them, because that seems to be the thing everyone can do now. They can text, they can't communicate though. But we were lucky this year. Our starting second baseman for most of the year, he was a senior, and our starting shortstop was a freshman. So the freshman learned from the senior, and it was great. They didn't have communication issues at all. We really harp on that, just to be loud, and even if you make a wrong call, just be confident in it. So we work on communication during that fall period a lot, but it is something you have to work on. It's not a given anymore. You know, you got to always be working. Especially the big thing is the when you got to run it on first and second, things like that. That ball in the hole that most kids want to try to turn two on. No, that's, you know, if him and that third baseman on the same page, like, hey, that ball in the hole, I'll be a third. So it's just those little things like that that make a world of difference.
Nah, I love it. I it's listen. Like I said, I don't had the most quietest infielders you could ever have. I'm just like, nobody, guys stealing rain from their face, and they're looking. I'm like, you ain't gonna say nothing. No communication, no. They just seeing oh God, it just irritates me, man. But I'm just saying, from a recruiting standpoint, you know, I want to know. I want to know these things because I'm nosy. Because I want to know what college coaches be looking for when it comes to these infielders. Footwork is one, and arm strength, I know, is always a, you know, an added thing. But what so do you ever like look at infielders and you know, see, he has decent feet and his arm is not so, you know, strong, but you kind of see something in them and you be like, you know what? I think if I get him in my program, I think I could, you know, make him a way better infielder, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I think, you know, we don't deal with a ton of scholarship money, and I'm sure most guys who you interview can tell you the same thing about their baseball program. We just don't deal with it. So we've got to take guys who maybe don't meet a certain criteria at some schools, and we got to take them and think, okay, they have something that we really like. And so if they have an intangible, we hope that we can kind of bring it out of them and then kind of make everything better around them. We have a great strength and conditioning program too that helps guys get bigger and stronger faster, that we really our guys buy into. So that also helps.
Awesome, man. So I love what you said, man. So what's a Cal U of Pennsylvania, you know, kid recruit, you know, a recruit, you know, that has that intangible? What is that intangible mostly that you want to see from a kid?
Just that gamer, you know what I mean? Just that, you know, game on the line. Let's just say winning run on second base and balls up the middle and he dives and just knocks down, that run doesn't score. Or maybe makes a play up the middle with a guy on second. It's a full arm fake, look backside because he's not going to throw the guy. Just little things like that just make you say, oh, okay. You know, he's got a little bit of something different in him. Just something different like that.
I love that, man. A gamer. Oh man. You know, I love those terms and those words. It's because, you know, we say it and I say it to guys, but sometimes I get in my little rants after games and I talk about that. I said, everybody loves a gamer. Everybody respects the game. It comes to play every day, right? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you gotta worry about the ups and downs. But, you know, I'm you know, I ain't gonna say but of course, because I was just having that conversation this morning with another coach, and we were just talking about the taking advantage of opportunities. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, you just said it. You know what I'm saying? The guy may, you know, he may have had the 0 for 3 day. You know what I'm saying? And he may have had that rough, you know, week or something like that. But, you know, the fact that he makes that type of play helps him stand out. And, you know, what are some of the like little things that I'm digging a little deeper, and I just want to get it out, man, out in the public, man. What are some of those little things that, you know, because everybody loves the guy that can hit the ball 400 some feet, you know, everybody loves the 6'5" runner, you know what I'm saying? We all love the 90 plus guys, right? So, you know, but I'm sure being a D2 guy that is winning, you guys are obviously picking the right, you know, players, but I want to know some of those, you know, I want to know some of those other things besides the big power stuff that, you know, I know you may not see it in a tryout or the workout at a camp, but you got to have to go with your gut feeling on certain things. But what are some of those things that you see that, you know, more things that help kids stand out? Because I think these parents need to know this, because they get so enamored by the you know, the velo gun and the power, but I be trying to tell them it's the littlest things that will make you stand out.
100%. I for starters, never walk on the field. You know, that crushes me. You know, you see that and like, man, who taught you that? Never walk on, never walk off. Just things like that. Just try to, you know, we always say, you know, fake it. Even if you don't have high energy that day, fake it. Because, you know, at some point it's going to come out of you. So you're going to have high energy if you fake it enough. Don't be the energy vampire. Be the guy. Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Because you get enough energy vampires around, and all of a sudden you play with low energy all the time. So kind of be the source of energy. If you can be an energy giver, then we're all over you. Because those guys seem to be harder and harder to find. So, just be an energy guy. If you're going 0 for 3, but be an energy guy, bust it down the line every time. Because we're getting times. Every time you hit the ball, we're going to get a time on you. So if we say, even if we had it the other day, a kid hit a single. I think he ran about a 7 to first base. Like, okay, that's a little bit of a trot. But busted hard turns, making the outfielders make a decision on throwing the ball in the infield, on singles, just those little things, just forcing the defense or the offense to make a play on you. Like you said, everyone loves the guy hitting 500-foot bombs and throwing 90 plus, but even on the mound, can you locate 2 to 3 pitches if you're not throwing 90? That's a thing. You could be a high school senior or junior throwing 83, but if you're locating 2 to 3 pitches, you're going to get a chance at college. Some guys end up being that 90 guy and they end up being better because they had to learn how to pitch at 80. So, you're ahead of the game sometimes.
I ain't getting to the pitchers yet because I love it though. I promise you, I love what you're saying, because you said that you guys walking on and off the field, all right? And it's just funny, like the littlest things, like, and listen, I tell my kids all the time, I said, I'm the first one to sit there and tell, I've done a lot of things that I asked them, not to do.
Absolutely.
But
yes.
I paid the price for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had to come out of games. I've had to, you know what I'm saying? I got yelled at. I've been told I was, XYZ from GMs and scouts and all of that, so I would do these guys a disservice, you know what I'm saying, not to tell them. But I tell them, I said, and I knew what you were going to, I knew I had an idea of what you're going to say. And I'm glad you actually said the exact words that I said the other day to my guys: fake it. You know what I'm saying? The eye wash. Just you have to fake it, and that's what you guys are looking for, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like anything else. If you tell yourself you're going to be in a good mood, you're going to be in a good mood more times than not. So if you tell yourself you're going to play with high energy, and go play with high energy.
I love it, man. I got a couple more. We got a lot of people that have come on since that. Let's say what's up to. All right, we got Mr. Ray and Cali. What's up? Ernie, what's going on? Vale, Arizona in the house. What's up? Bo, what up, baby? Manny, Texas in the house. Mr. Porcher, what's up? Marble, New York in the house. Marcel, what's up? We got Butler, what's up? Mississippi. Tyra, what's up? Mississippi in the house. Alton, what's up? Nebraska in the house. What's up? We got Lou, Cali in the house. Jimmy, what's going on? Waco, Texas in the house. Shauna, what's up? Kurt, what's good? Jay Soma, what's up? New York in the house. Kenneth, what's up? Memphis in the house. All right. Jimmy asks, I'm sorry. He says, Coach, I tell my kids to hustle on off the weekend. One of my guys walk off. I tell him to keep walking to the dugout and have a seat. And then, okay, I love it. I love it, Jimmy. Tell them dudes, man. So we got Alan says, I have a kid that has long hair for cultural reasons. How big is the issue of hair? Thanks for your perspective. I love the forum.
If it's a cultural reason, let them have
Samoan,
long hair.
I guess maybe Samoan, and the guys out there,
Yeah, if that's the way, and if it's not a culture and it's the way they express themselves, if the worst thing they do is have long hair, then you're doing something good. So a clean cut looks good, but if someone wants to have a little flow, for their personal sake, and the worst thing they do is have long hair or a long beard, then I'm okay with it.
All right. That was first for everything, man. Thank you for that question, man. All right. DM loves Cavaliers with the coaches all over from the country. All right, Jimmy, I'm glad you're listening in, brother. I'm gonna keep bringing in these coaches, man, and we are going to switch these up in a minute, though. And as we bring them on, let me see. I got Mike from New York says, do you think with all the travel ball these days, the talent has increased at the high school level?
I think the talent has increased for sure. Guys are obviously bigger, stronger, faster, throwing harder than ever before. But I think some of the gamesmanship has gone away at that level. the bunting, the hitting and running, things like that we have to teach guys a lot when they first get to campus now, because that's the way the game's played. At college level, you're not, you can sit around and play for the 3-run home run, but you might lose a lot of games that way. So you got to hit and run. You got to try to create runs if you're going up against an absolute dude on the mound. He's going to be, if he's 90 to 95 with a power slider and you're waiting for a 3-run home run, you might be waiting a long time. So you got to try to create if you get walks and things like that. So I do think the talent is at an all-time high. But the gamesman stuff, sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired, but I think the game's in a really good place right now.
Yeah, one of my assistant coaches will love you right now, because we get into it all the time about the bunting aspect, and he wants to bunt my 3, 4, 5 hitters. I'm like, I'm cool with bunting, but I'm like, they are not there for that. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, dude, so we get into that. I agree with you. The bunting has, and I believe that's kind of like almost like the intangible now. It's like an intangible,
right? Absolutely.
Oh man, because we all know those good bunters that I used to hate good bunters, because they seem, and that's why I tell the guys that are fast sometimes, like, speed don't slump. You know what I'm saying? So you got guys that used to irritate the mess of me. They will bunt one time a game and guarantee to hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like guaranteed at least one hit a game, because they were great bunters.
Mm-hmm.
You know guys like that, Coach?
We have guys like that, and we try to get through it. Hey, even if you just show it, you move everyone around a little bit, it opens up some more holes, and if maybe you get a hard rollie for a grounder for a base hit, then full side rollie, let's go.
That's right,
so it counts.
I'm sorry, go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, it counts. I mean, it's a line drive in the book, even if it's just a slow roller through it.
You ain't lying. He Maury says, my son is 6. He plays with 7, 8-year-olds. He never gets picked for All-Star with the older kids, but they want him to play with his age. Should he go to travel ball? I hate seeing his feeling crushed. What do you suggest?
I don't have any kids, so I don't know. I think, at that age, just have fun. Just play. If you can get them to love the game at that age, then you're doing the right thing. I don't think it really matters at 6 whether you make an all-star team or you don't make an all-star team, but he needs to have fun. He needs to enjoy playing it, because that's the only way we're going to keep, really good athletes in the game, is if they're having fun. So if he's having fun playing, then let him go.
I love it, man. Athletes. Oh, so I know you said that before. So what do you consider? So when we go into the recruiting trail and stuff, when it comes to athletes and runner, infielders and stuff, what do you consider an athlete? You know what I'm saying, that fits your mold of what you want at Cal U of Pennsylvania?
Our head coach, he loves to run, so we want guys with speed who just get on and roll, and that's kind of the big athlete thing. It's tough to say exactly what an athlete is, because there's guys who look terribly out of shape who are tremendous athletes. It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no specific look. It's one of those things you just know when you see it. Like, oh, that's different. Kind of something like that.
Yeah. So when it comes to this pitching, what's an average in your conference? Give me I'm just saying, I'm being an up north guy that's down south now, and I tell you I'm cool with a couple of D2 schools down here down south. But what's up north up there? What's a good quality starter velo up there?
So I mean, we play a 4-game series up here. So I mean, those first 2 days you're going to venture anywhere from 87 to 95, 96.
Wow.
So that's where it's going to be day 1, and day 2 you're going to be anywhere probably from 86 to 90 most days. Now there's some schools who they're going to run out 4 guys who are 90 to 95, 93, something like that. But for the most part, you're going to be right around in that range from 85 to 92 every weekend. And the starters are all going to have power breaking balls, and they're going to be able to change speeds and work in and out. And that's just the nature of it. And I think a lot of people think Division II, it's like, no, if you come to a game, north, south, east, west, go to a Division II game and just watch. You're like, oh, all right.
You see,
there's some good ball players.
But so you got you're ranging from 87 to 95, and pitching wise, and they all have quality at least 2 quality pitches, fastball, command, and also that's what you're looking for, fastball, command, and also somebody that has does he have to have 2 good off-speed pitches or at least one, or what? Tell me.
I like one. If I can get you one, if you can give me one, if you can give me a good fastball, and you don't have to come to school throwing 85 to 90. You can come to school throwing 80 to 83, but because I believe in that we're going to teach you how to pitch here. And if you're going to be 80 to 83, you're going to throw a breaking ball and you're going to learn a really good changeup. That's just what I believe. So, if you're not the 90 guy, that's okay. There's still a role for you here. It might not be the role you want your first 2 years, but you're going to learn how to pitch and you're going to do a good job. That's just what we believe.
Awesome, man. And so, being in the conference don't seem like it's, the travel is not really extremely bad, is it?
No, it's not bad. Our furthest trip's to Erie. It's about 3 hours. The worst thing about that is it gets cold. But that's like that anywhere in early season. So 3 hours and we play home and home. So, we go there, they come here, and the travel is not bad at all. When I played down at Montevallo, we're going to, St. Augustine, Florida, and places like that. And you're on the bus forever, it seems like. But the travel is great here, honestly.
Do you guys head south in the early, or you?
Yeah, so we go on spring break. Actually, we go to Wilson, North Carolina. We've been there the last 3 years, so it's right down there, close to Cary, and we'll play for a week, and we'll get our games in, and come back home.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. I love it, man. So I wanted to let me make sure your parents get your last questions in for Coach, man. I enjoyed speaking with you, man. So let me ask you this. So you said that July 3rd you got the camp. You said July 3rd, right?
Yeah, July 3rd, October 5th.
And October 5th. And they can look and go on the website one more time. Say it again for me, and I'm going to post it on here. Is what now?
It's just calu.edu. The October 5th one might not be posted, but keep checking back at it, and it'll be posted here eventually.
All right. George says my kid placed up 10, playing 11. What age do you suggest he plays back at his age? He is small for his age. Fielding is on par with old kids, but batting, he hits okay. Contact hitter.
Yeah, I think I think the big jump is kind of that 12-year-old, 13-year-old time. So kind of your last year in Little League until everything kind of moves back. So I think if he can stay with his age group, especially that 12, kind of catch up with everyone else and have a blast that last year in Little League, man, that's such a fun year. And then kind of move forward like that.
Nah, I agree. That's when the fields change and size, and that's when you start separating guys right there. The guys who matured a little quicker than others succeed at that time. But listen, so Coach, man, I appreciate you being on, man. I learned a lot about Cal U of Pennsylvania. I would love to, last question. How many kids, how many undergrad is at Cal U of Pennsylvania?
That's a really good question. I think we're at about 6,500 right now. So it's not a tremendously huge university, but at the same time, you'll see different people every day. But you'll have that kind of one-on-one feel with a professor too, who will know your name. We always say, our guys, go introduce yourself to the professors the first day of class, just so they know, hey, you're a person and you play baseball, and they're more likely to kind of, associate you as being a person, not just a student ID number, things like that.
I love it. So what's the minimum GPA, ACT, SAT to get into Cal U of Penn?
It varies, but I'll tell you this: we had the best GPA for a male athletic program here. We had a 3.2 overall this year, so we don't. Whatever the minimum is, we're reaching for at least a 3.0 team every single year. We want to be the highest at the school, and this year we accomplished that, and you can tell. it translates. We had the highest GPA, and we set the school record in wins for our baseball program this year. So we're doing something. Our guys are doing it.
All right. I'm sorry. Last question. I promise you'll be.
No, you're good.
Tuition in state and out of state.
So that'll change again this year. But last year so full boat tuition, everything was about 21 in state, and then you're looking at right around 25 out of state.
Okay, not much of a difference then, huh? That ain't bad.
No, not crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So, And again, for the guys listening in, I just learned this number earlier this year, but how many scholarships are available at D2 schools?
So if you're fully funded at D2, there's 9. We don't have that. so that's why we got to get good students here so they can get some academic help. We tell everyone to apply to whatever grant you can find, things like that, because we're not dealing with a whole lot of athletic aid on our end. So we try to get guys in different avenues like that.
So essentially, academic is huge, right?
Academic's huge, absolutely.
So when you say you're not giving it, that means like you're not giving full rides. You're piecing the 9 scholarships. That's what you mean, right?
We don't have 9. No, we don't have 9 scholarships.
You don't have 9, period, coach?
No, we don't have 9, period. No.
Oh, man,
yeah, so we're not dealing with 9 or anything close to 9.
Really?
Yeah, so we're piecing together the best we can, and we tell these guys, it might not be life-changing money we'll give you, but we'll do our best to help you out anywhere we can.
Is it just they just don't then pour the money into the baseball program, or what is it? Why you guys not getting?
That's a really good question. I just think they're putting money in other places, and as a state school, they don't have the same funds as maybe some of the private schools. Our football, we have a great football program here. So that I think that has something in Title IX and things like that. So everybody gets their fair share, and that's just the way it comes here. We don't make excuses. We're still here to win. So right. Whether you're no money or $25, you're still here to win. And with the athletic department, we're all one team anyway. So let's go do it.
I love it, man. I'm he said Coach Mark says, Coach looks really good, really young for a head coach. Good for him. But Coach Joey is not the head man. Not yet.
He's the assistant.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah. Mark. He's on his way. He's on his way. Coach Curtis, what's up? Yeah, I just want to make sure, he said that. And I said the same thing. When you told me you were 30, I had 26 written all over. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, Bubba, what's up? What's going on, Bubba? So yeah, we are. I always like to end it with the coach's word, man. For my audience, man, it could be about your school, it could be about the recruiting trail, it could be a combination, or just a word of wisdom. I love for you, Coach, to, just give your in this interview, and just words of wisdom, man, about your school, anything you want, man.
Yeah, I know the thing I would say is don't turn your cheek up at any Division II. Don't turn your cheek up at any school. If a coach is showing you interest, return the phone call, return the text, because you never know what's going to happen down the road at any point. And, just be a good person on and off the field, because things will take care of themselves. If you're good to other people, things like that, it all comes back around for you. So just keep busting your butt.
I love it, Coach. Right there to it. All right. And we're going to end this. All right. Tomorrow, we are definitely going to the West Coast tomorrow. Okay. We got another college coach coming on tomorrow, and we'll post it. And he will be the last one for the week. Again, guys listening in, you hear from, Coach Noro right here, and guys that I've been bringing on, and we always talk before and after the scenes, man. But again, if you are interested in wanting to know more information about, the assessment program or the recruiting program that I'm having, please give me a private message to me. Let me know. All right. We got guys from up north, like, Coach Noro. We got down south. We had Texas on last week. We had, I don't know, Northeast, West Coast. We need to get a little bit more West Coast flavor. And then we had Oregon State last week, Coach. But we are, we kind of going all over, and I want to make sure you guys, again, parents, if you are interested in learning more about my recruiting services and program, holler at me. Private message me, all right? I'm here to help and serve. You see the guys that keeps coming on. These guys are taking time out of their day just to give you guys information, okay, and help you guys with this whole process, okay? And that's what I'm here to provide for you guys, okay? So, again, I got my home run scholarship program that will be coming out and launching next week. It should be launching next week. Very excited about it. You get to talk to more coaches like Coach Noro right here and get access to these guys, okay? So, again, private message me if you're interested at all right? So, we're going to end this. Coach, I appreciate you, brother, coming on, spending your time with me, man. Safe travels this weekend. I know you say you're heading out of town up to Ohio.
Yes,
So
sir.
safe travels, brother. And, parents will be on tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time. All right. I'll be there. All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks a lot.